Now, as I'm doing this video, I see on the screen, notice that the NEO stock is down 1.1%, trading at $3.46. We've got Leoro down 2%, $27.94 is the share price. XPeng down 3.5%, $19.16 is the share price. We've got Rivian down 1.5%, $13.59 is the share price. Lucid down 1.1%, $2.14 is the share price. Zika down 1.45%, $26.12 is the share price. Then we've got Tesla down 4.3%, $325 is the share price. Now, one thing that we have been discussing, or what we've discussed, is that in terms of the share price, NEO is one of the companies, or if not the companies, that is undervalued the most when you look into the EV stocks, right? I mean, XPeng is valued 2 times the market share of NEO. We've got Rivian that is also priced or valued 2 times the market cap of NEO. Rivian, I've spoken a lot about them in terms of sales which they generate, to show you, or to try to show you, that the 13,000 14,000 that Rivian generates in terms of sales per quarter is not even making the half of what, or it only makes half of what NEO delivers in 1 month. So what Rivian makes per quarter, NEO delivers 2 times that amount, or almost 2 times that amount in 1 month, which speaks volumes of why I say, of course, NEO is undervalued in terms of the share price. But one thing that I'm liking about NEO, as per what we discussed previously, or what we have been discussing on this channel, is that NEO Q2 earnings are going to show so many people, the short sellers, the market also, that look, NEO it's a company that is busy transitioning into a profitable company. The net losses are gonna go down, the gross margins are gonna improve, and I am quite certain about this due to the fact that, look, in terms of gross margins, we now know that all the models that NEO is launching this year, or has started delivering this year, one thing is for sure, is that the gross margins are so good, in a way that NEO is so confident that gross margins by Q4, they will get to 20% overall gross margins. Remember something very important, and that is, for NEO to get to profitability, they need to get to 50,000 monthly deliveries, and gross margins needs to be somewhere at 17-18%, and their R&Ds needs to be also properly managed, and this is what the NEO CEO said during the Q1 earnings, and NEO is headed in the right direction. We might not be at 50,000 delivery as yet, but one thing is for sure, is that very soon we should be seeing 50,000 deliveries. I mean, already this month NEO is expecting to go over 50% of that target of 50,000, meaning that by the time it gets to Q4, one thing is very, very certain, and that is, we should be easily go to 50,000 deliveries, because there are still 3 models that NEO is yet to launch this year, which the first one is the L90, which is the flagship model for Onvo, or their family-oriented Onvo, which is expected to start pre-sales around July, and test drives and the official deliveries are expected to start somewhere in August, which I'm quite certain that with the L90 coming through, we can easily see deliveries of NEO going to around probably 40,000 deliveries. And once we get to that, it should be easier for NEO, with the last 2 models that they will launch towards the end of the year, to be able to go to the 50,000 delivery mark. Once NEO gets to that, it's going to be lights out, because like I'm telling you, by end of Q3 already, NEO, Onvo, Firefly, with their models that they have, they should be able to get to 40,000 deliveries. And once we get to 40,000 deliveries, when they launch the last 2 models in Q4, that should take NEO to over 50,000 deliveries, which therefore means, if 50,000 is the base for Q4, it means that Q4 we can expect NEO to deliver 150,000 deliveries, which is something that is very good, something that is exciting, and it makes me to want to load the boat. So me, I ignore the day-to-day movements, I ignore the short sellers, because at the end of the day, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. I just felt like quoting the Bible, right? I know one thing, and that is, of course, hard times, tough times create strong men, right? These times are the ones that create the strong investors, especially those that are on NEO, that have been with NEO through thick and thin. You don't know the kind of confidence that we're getting. You don't know the kind of courage, the confidence that we have going through this process of NEO share price being beaten down like this. At the end of the day, when NEO goes back to $66.99, we are going to most definitely remember these times, because by that time, if it goes back, or when it goes back to the all-time high, we'll all be laughing at the bank, right? Going to the bank, because we know that NEO will be doing something, or would have achieved something, or would have taken us to financial freedom, which is the primary reason why we've been investing onto this stock. NEO is doing everything right. It's just that the market, or the market does not want to reward NEO as yet. I've told you before that there are certain things like launching of the sub brands that if it did, these things were done by any other stock, any other company, like any other company besides NEO, even your XPeng and Leoro, if some of these things were done by them, telling you the share price would have been somewhere. I mean, one thing that, or an event that I really remember, I cannot forget about that event, where the time or the day, if you remember very well, the time that we saw XPeng really opening a huge gap onto NEO. It was when I think they announced a partnership with VW, right? Where they are going to build cars together with VW, or some of the models in the future with Volkswagen, and that is when the share price of XPeng, I think, opened a huge gap to NEO, right? They've been together, but because of that deal, the XPeng was able now, or it's being valued even almost 2 times the market cap of NEO. But there are so many things that NEO has done, has achieved, has announced, but the market does not want to reward NEO like the other companies, and they will blame it on the net losses. They will blame it on NEO not being profitable, which it's fine, man. I think very soon the market should realize the biggest mistake they are making onto NEO, and that is to keep it down this low, because once the investors see the change, or NEO showing massive signs going to profitability, guess what? It's just going to make investors, even those that sold their NEO stock at a loss, to come back and want to load this stock like crazy, or to load the boat, or to buy this stock again, which is something that I'm telling you, mark my words, it is gonna come. That time will come. From Q2, we should start seeing things improving so well for NEO. So yeah, tell me what you think. Blue sky is coming. Long term will win. Those that are persevering throughout the headwinds, the share price will most definitely be rewarded with time. It takes me some time to make these videos, and all I ask from you is to give it a thumbs up, so that at least you can be notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. I will see you on the next one, my dear friends. That is all from me, and God bless you all.